Hi guys. Before we start this episode, we forgot to
Describe the
describe the podcast.
Yeah,
Because we're idiots.
yeah.
So
You'll
we're
hear us realize that later on
at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
So listen for that, and if you see that, leave a like.
Yeah.
So we're Translation Lost podcast. We discuss foreign language movies
with no
subtitles.
Yeah.
Not we watch the movies.
Yeah,
with
we
no
just watch
subtitles.
them and then we
Yeah.
review them.
With
we talk
no
about them.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And if you want to send us an email, you can do that at translationlostpod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
You can hit us up at tlostpod on Twitter.
And Translation Lost
and
podcast on Facebook.
On Facebook, and there'll be links to all of those in the description. And if you could do that, that would be really sound because it really helps us out. Thank you. Woo! Let's get on to the episode. Spreading bullshit. Woo!
Theme song! Spreading bullshit, whatever the cost, but the translation's been lost.
That one was perfect, I think.
Wasn't perfect. We were a little slow on the uptake at the start.
Maybe you were.
Oh, throwing some shade now, are we? Throwing some shade. Shade's been thrown. Hi, everyone.
Sound levels look good.
Yeah.
Everything's looking. I can see out the window because we didn't close the curtains.
Yeah, it's weird, actually. We normally do. And I feel like there's more heat escaping through the open curtains, even though I know that's not true.
Yeah, I feel like the curtains probably.
Yeah, well, you know,
help
it's
the
nice.
sound
It's
a
nice.
bit too,
Mate, it's nice to look out and see, you know, a couple of windows belonging to some of your neighbors. You know?
Yeah.
Because that's all there is. That's all we can see. It's too dark to see anything else, so we can just see any window that is lit up. Yeah, that's the view.
It's too early for the moon.
It's too early for the moon, but it's still too late to be alive. How are you? Like, it's early. It's early in the evening, but
Yeah.
I feel like energies are low, as though it were later in the evening.
Yeah, it's been a week.
It's been a week. It's been an evening, to be honest, but it's been
Yeah.
a week. How's your week been, Ryan?
My week's been actually really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I watched a new Netflix series,
Oh.
Devilman Crybaby.
Okay.
It is an anime series
Right.
that just released. It's a Netflix original.
Oh.
Directed by. Did you ever watch Adventure Time?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Do you remember that weird episode about the food chain?
Not really.
Well, that was a guest director. I can't remember his name, and I would butcher it anyway. But it's this anime is directed by him, and it's based off this old ass anime.
Yeah.
And it's really good. It might be my favorite of the year already.
Nice. That's cool.
I would definitely. It's only 10 episodes. I would suggest watching it, but if you are gonna watch it, be aware that there's a lot of content in it that's disturbing. There's a lot of sexual content.
Do you find that weird? I find that a little weird, right? Just because there's no like age verification thing of any kind on Netflix. I know that I know you can like set it so that you're like, this is my kid's account, and the kid will go in and but it's not like it's not like your kid needs a password to access your account. They can just click your picture instead of theirs, and they can watch any of the stuff that's on there.
Yeah,
It's occurred to me a couple times. I just find it weird that it's not really a thing that people are like, hey, what about that? That's a thing.
It's the same thing with adults just giving their kids an iPad and putting them on YouTube, and then they see all those weird Spider-Man and Elsa.
Oh, that's
videos.
now we can
this
is where we can put in that Logan Paul reference. Because we need the tags.
Yeah, we need the tags.
We need the tags.
But it's like even though that it's like you're like you can't just sit your kid down at this thing and let them away. You got to monitor what your kid's doing.
There's a lot of there's
especially
some
with the
shit
internet.
On
You know,
what's like how. You've seen some pretty crazy shit online, right?
I don't know if you saw the video I put in the group chat.
No.
That was a weird YouTube video.
What was it?
It was a chimpanzee using a frog to masturbate.
Oh, wow.
He's
I
like
didn't
holding
see that
the
at
frog and he's got the frog's mouth.
Oh, wow.
It's horrible.
Like a fleshlight. Wow.
Yeah, oh, dude, it's horrible.
That's disgusting.
I watched it and I was like, oh, this will be a laugh, right? This will be silly looking. And I'll send it to the lads, and it'll be real funny. And as I watched the video, I was like, "Oh, Jesus! Oh no!"
There's it's unbelievable some of the stuff you can see. You know, the craziest thing I've ever seen on YouTube, and it's not that crazy, I suppose. I told you about it recently, actually. But so like there's all these like videos of people getting like beheaded and stuff by ISIS or whatever. I've never seen any of those. I've seen them pop up, but I've always been like, not for me. But I fell down one of those like internet conspiracy holes, or not even so much conspiracies, but I will gladly admit that I love a good conspiracy theory.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I love a good conspiracy theory YouTube video that for 10 minutes you're like, ooh, and then the video ends and you're like, of course that's ridiculous. But, it's nice to just spook yourself out a little bit. But
as soon as you think about it any more outside of the confines of the video, you're like, wait a minute.
But when they're saying this shit and they've got like the dramatic tension music building in the background, you're like, oh my god, how have I not seen this before? But yeah, no, like, and I was watching a load of videos like that, and one of them was like people whose like final moments were captured on film or something like that.
Ooh.
And one of them was just this dude, who was like some kind of government official, and he was being framed for like tax evading or something.
Oh, Bud Dwyer.
Yeah. And you can just watch that man shoot himself on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, and the verification process that I had to go through, the rigorous testing of my age that I went through to watch that video was I clicked on it after I Googled it, and then it said, "Are you 18?" And I said, "Yep." And then it let me through the video. I just watched that man shoot himself, and it's a fucked up thing, man. It's weird. I wish I hadn't. To be honest, I really wish I hadn't, because he was innocent as well. It turns out afterwards he was innocent. So that was like I think after I watched that, I was kind of like, all right, I need to. That's not a side of YouTube I want to find myself on.
Dude, there's so much porn on YouTube as well.
Really? How?
It's really short-lived because they catch it.
Yeah.
But it's constantly being uploaded all the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Why would you even bother? There's
bots and stuff.
Right. Yeah. There's so many other places to put your porn on the internet. There's loads of places. Most places you could probably drop a bit of porn and they wouldn't really mind. Why would you bother putting it like on YouTube?
Yeah.
You know?
The reasoning escapes me, Dara. No rum and coke this evening.
No
rum and coke. You hear the ice?
Yeah,
that is water.
Yeah, just water, just iced water for Brian this evening. I also, for the record, don't have any fizzy drink of any kind, because there was your family had Diet Coke and Pepsi Max, and neither of those are so awful that I won't drink them. But they're also like, their whole gimmick is that they're not that sugary, and I'm kind of in it for the buzz.
Yeah, I can't. It makes me sick.
Oh yeah,
sugary drinks make me feel sick.
Yeah. No, I need it, man.
Actually, really a good thing.
Yeah, I'd say I particularly need it now. I'm low energy. It's been a long week. I
could have made you coffee, but you don't drink coffee.
I do not drink coffee. It's a shame I don't take more stimulants, really. But,
yeah.
I mean, we
could have blasted out a couple of rails here before we went in. We would have been raring to go.
Let's tell you about this Chilean film. Where's it from again?
Chile.
Chilean. Yeah. We're not going to tell you about it yet, but we will. Spoiler alert: it sucked.
So yeah, I'm doing sober January.
That's congratulations so far.
I haven't told anyone about it because I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah,
so instead you're going to be
on
a podcast.
Exactly,
so
you're going to be that guy
times 100.
Yeah, a much worse version of that guy. Yeah, congratulations. That's fantastic. Good for you. I can't.
You've been doing it your whole life.
Yeah, I've been doing it my entire life, so I can't be like, oh my god, man, that's oh wow, oh. I'm not really the person to gush over this. But I feel like a lot of people listening will be like, that's pretty impressive. I feel like it is impressive. I can still acknowledge that it's impressive enough.
I think I got my fill of drinking over the Christmas. Christmas is always like...
It's just a bit of a messy time for everyone, really. Oh, everyone's got the day off.
Everyone's got like 2 weeks off. Well, I have 2 weeks off because of school.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I'm on my holidays and I don't have any work to do, so I guess I'll just drink.
Yeah, see, I've just been working. Like I've had my holidays from college, but I've just been working pretty much non-stop. And then the days that I'm not working, I'm just kind of wandering around aimlessly and mindlessly. Just when you're kind of just in that state where all you can really be described as the only thing you could possibly be doing that someone could say that you are doing is waiting for death.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I've been up to.
I'm going to get back into that now that I'm back in school. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really talk to anyone in there because I'm not really. I've done it like before, and I'm not really there to make friends. So I'm going in to do the work. So like, I'll have to wait for like an hour in the IT, and there's fuck all to do. So you're just sitting there, and you're like, maybe my soul will leave my body, and I won't have to do school.
Do you ever have those like you feel those like precious moments? Do you ever have like those moments of realization where like the crossroad just outside of McDonald's where the fountain is in Carlow Town?
Yeah.
Right there. That's one of those zebra crossings that you push the button and then it comes up on the thing and it says 20 seconds and it counts down. And every time without fail, I'm watching it tick down and I'm like, that's 20 more seconds that I've spent waiting.
Yeah.
At this set of lights. And like when I'm standing at any other set of lights, it doesn't occur to me, but there's just a reminder in my peripheral vision that's just counting down the seconds of my life that I spend standing at that exact same spot, doing nothing, just waiting it out, you know?
I had this not too long ago, and actually it ties back to the conspiracy theory
Oh,
videos.
there we go.
I watched a video that I think was an hour and a half long about how the moon isn't real and all the forests are holograms because of the government.
Excellent.
And at a point I just stopped listening.
Yeah.
And like none of it sank in, and by the end of the video I looked at like the time frame and I was like, that's an entire hour and a half of my life that's just gone.
Just gone. It's gone. And it'll happen sometimes in life, you know. And like we're young and it'll happen a lot now. I'd say by the time we're 40, we're going to be like, you know, by and large, that's about 20 years of my life that I'm not going to get back. Well, like I feel like by the time I'm 40, right, which is like 19 years from now. Right?
Oh, that's not even 20.
I know, yeah.
That's fucked up.
I know. Yeah, when I'm like 40, 19 years from now, I'm going to look back and I'm going to be like, all right, like how many, like what are like the really crowning achievements of the past 19 years for me? And I feel like my crowning achievements over the course of those 19 years could be summarized into about 5 years. You know, like I feel like, but like the amount that I anticipate achieving by the time that I'm 40 years old, it's really like comparatively when you think of like, I haven't achieved much so far, you know, but like you know, I've gone to school, I've gotten an education, I learned how to speak, you know. I've learned how to do basic human things at this point.
Yeah.
And now for the next 20 years, I'm basically gonna learn how to do like my job. I'm gonna learn how to like be married or whatever. Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna learn like
Maybe.
a couple of new things, but for the most part, you know,
yeah, it's just
I've kind of taken care of a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna have to learn about like mortgages and stuff. That's just scary.
Shouldn't
I know
they
a little
teach
bit
that in
about
school,
that.
right?
They really
like,
should.
And taxes.
But like everyone says that, and of course they do. And they should. It's ridiculous that they don't. That's because that's pretty much the only piece of maths that I ever actually find myself doing in my day-to-day life is like is stuff like that. Like and like my taxes are paid immediately before I get my paycheck.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do that. You know what I mean? And I don't own a house or you know anticipate buying one anytime soon.
Do you rent?
But
do you?
Me, no, not personally, no.
Oh, okay.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah, can't really say. It's a little bit on the sly. Shh, more sizzle. It's all sizzle.
I just had a thought. We're closer to 30 than we are to 2010.
Would like 2030?
No, I mean we're closer to the age of 30
than we are to
than
2010.
This year is right now to 2010.
That's not.
Oh,
true.
maybe
That's
no.
not true.
You're exactly in the middle. I'm closer to 30
because you're 22.
I'm 20. Yeah, I'm 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, no, I thought I was 23.
No.
Oh, dude, I still have an entire year.
Shit. Yeah, you bollocks this right up.
Oh, wow.
Man. Yeah, humiliating. I'm embarrassed for you.
I'm just going to jump out this window.
Good thing we left the curtains open. You can just get a clear dive.
I don't know, man. Would the fall kill me? No. No, I wouldn't.
Depends on what way you jumped. I feel like
I would probably injure myself terribly.
If you dove head first through that window, you would definitely die. You would just crack your head on the. You'd break your neck on impact.
Yeah, but I might
diving.
Not. The worst part about that is though I might not die.
Yeah, that is
and
definitely the worst.
I'd be like a quadriplegic.
Yeah, that would be the worst. Yeah, that would definitely be. If you dove head first out of this window right now, and you landed at the bottom, you didn't die, but you couldn't move anything, I would like I'm as a friend.
Dude, I was about
finish
to
you
ask
off.
you
Yeah,
to do that.
I would
I was
definitely
about to be
finish
like,
you
hey,
off.
if I jump out that window and like that does happen, I need you
Yeah,
to get down there and finish me off.
Yeah,
Like,
preferably before your parents see, because they're going to be like, no, don't kill my baby boy. And I'm going to be like, this is definitely what he wants.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
100% guarantee you
yeah,
that he
make
wants
sure
to
that
die.
I'm fucking dead.
Yeah, yeah.
But what if I'm fine and you just kill me?
Well, you know,
Let's not think about it.
You won't be
Yeah.
able to prove that because you'll be dead.
Yeah, I won't even know.
Yeah, so
It'll be fine.
I'll get away with it. It'll be fine. So if I want to kill you, now's the time to strike. Really.
Did I ask you how your week was? We kind of got into some depressing shit there.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. I know. I mentioned very briefly how my week was. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was fine. It was long and it was tiring and it was dull and it dragged and what other negative words do I know that begin with the letter D?
Dicks.
Yeah, well, yeah. I you know, it's
That's the kind of comedy everyone clicks on this video for.
It's all 50 of them, if we're lucky.
50?
Yeah, if we're lucky.
I think we got 30 something on the
Yeah,
last
30
one.
something on the last one. Yeah,
It's because our tags weren't. We need
I know,
we need
yeah.
to talk more about
yeah,
Logan Paul.
Yeah, what do you think of Logan Paul?
Ah, he's a prick.
He is a prick.
There we go. We're
Have
done.
you seen the video? I've seen the video.
No, I haven't seen the video.
I saw the video, right?
Oh no, I have.
Because
Yeah, no, I watched the video.
I watched the video, right, of this Logan Paul guy, and I'm not gonna spend any time explaining who he is. You all know, right? So I watched.
Yeah,
I spent time like looking for this video, when I was in work because it was quiet, and I had it was on Daily Motion. I didn't re-upload it or whatever, but I wanted to see it because I wanted to see just how dead is this guy, right? Because you know.
Oh, like.
Well, like I was curious as to like I know it's a bit foolish of me really not to just trust people, but when I heard about this, I was like, bet he's not really dead.
Oh, you thought maybe it was like a fake thing?
Yeah, a fake thing because I'd never heard of this Logan Paul character before this controversy.
Well,
but as soon as I saw a picture of him, I was like, that is the kind of guy who would fake finding a dead body on YouTube.
Interestingly,
Oh.
He did a video where all his fans were outside of his apartment.
Oh yeah.
And he was like out on the balcony waving at them, and he had someone come up and pretend to shoot him in the back of the head. And most of his fans are like kids. And
Jesus
so there's
Christ.
precedent for your idea, but no, that dude is a dead
I
man.
saw it. Then the guy seemed pretty dead. He looked real dead. But it was also weird because he was like very low hanging. He was really close to the ground. And I don't know, I was just looking around and I was like, I don't know. I thought it'd be up a little higher. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm looking way too deep into this.
Maybe you're looking way too deep
but
into
like,
this.
I don't know, he was just barely hovering above the ground. Like, he was about as tall as Logan Paul was.
Well, I mean, how
Yeah, how high does it take
you
us?
don't need to be that high.
Yeah,
you need to just not be.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, you're right. I know. But, you know, it's a weird thing. That's this whole thing. It's a weird one because there's so much other terrible shit on YouTube, like we've already discussed, that kids can find. But the only difference is that like this guy is like marketed towards kids or tries to be.
And
anyway,
also
you know?
like because he's so big on the YouTube.
Yeah.
On the YouTube.
On the YouTube.
Like
my
he's such a
stepfather.
big name.
Yeah.
That like this gets out now, and mainstream media and everyone hears this, and
Oh,
beautiful.
Got there in the end. I've been staring at Brian for maybe 5 seconds, building up that sneeze. I'm sorry, it was so loud. Go on.
And the problem is that now that's how people see YouTube.
Yeah.
This like it's more ammunition for outside like companies and stuff to attack YouTube and mainstream media and stuff, and it's really shitty.
Yeah.
Like
they've cut all ties with him now, haven't they? They have.
Hopefully, if they're smart.
They didn't initially, and people were really pissed off about that, and now they have.
They did one of their vague, like, we hear your statements.
Yeah, it was really vague. Did you read it? It was incredibly
that's
vague.
all of the statements. They're always like, we are listening.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all they say. And you're like, well, fucking do something then.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
Anyway, let's not... This has been talked to death.
On
YouTube,
without a doubt. So... Yeah, but the point is, the important thing
and
is
I don't think
we can now put hashtag Logan Paul underneath this video. Is it hashtags? Is that how it works now?
No, it's the tags are like you don't
just
see
written
the
words or whatever.
They're behind the video.
Okay.
They're like in the metadata. I put those in.
The
I told you,
interview's a fucking scary, confusing place, isn't it? There's just so much of it.
The internet.
I don't understand it, and I don't understand all like. Any
I
of
gotta
it.
imagine that there's more bad places on the internet than good places.
Without
right?
a doubt, definitely,
Right?
surely, absolutely. When you consider just pop-up ads alone,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of pop-up ads, and each of those is like a site, like it's a website, you know, that exists. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of them. There's definitely more bad stuff on the internet than there is good. I'm 100% certain of that. Well, I can't be. I'm 99.9% certain.
I don't know. I think it's up for debate.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So our movie.
Oh yeah, the movie.
It's like 20 minutes. Let's get into the movie.
Okay, yeah. So okay, first things first. This movie, right?
Oh yeah.
So, okay. Okay. There's two first things first, really, right? So the first thing is that we got a recommendation from Roshin on like a new format to try out, and so we thought we'd give that a go this week.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
It was a really good idea.
It is a good idea. So essentially, what we're gonna do is we're gonna give like a quick summary of the plot rather than run through everything like scene for scene, frame by frame, and then we've each chosen 3 talking points about this film that we want to address with each other, and we'll fill in any further plot that's necessary as we go.
Yeah.
So and this the second first thing is first a film was recommended by Amanda, and what was that one called again? Hiroshima
Monomore. Dude.
I think it was like
Hiroshima
Hiroshima
and then some French
love
words.
or whatever.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
But the thing the thing about it is Brian found the link for it, and then we went to try and watch it, and then the link wouldn't work, and then he was like, "You do realize, by the way, that this film is like entirely the whole film is based around an incredibly long, detailed conversation between two French people."
It's mostly conversation bits.
Yeah, like that, and we kind of second guessed it and thought, well, we're just going to be.
Yeah, there wouldn't be anything to talk about.
We would have nothing to talk about.
See, the thing with this is there's limits to what we can do.
Yeah, really.
We need visual stuff a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Because it's more interesting and we're less likely to just stop caring.
Yeah.
Even though.
Yeah. But well, to be fair, right? When I mentioned that Amanda was like next in line for an episode recommendation, she was like, "What, really?" I was I remember you tweeted that photo at us, and she was like, "No, I don't remember that." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, so she's probably not going to be too torn up about
I
it.
presume she just saw the photo, saw the poster, was like, "Oh, that's a foreign language movie," and tweeted it at us. And we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I've heard it's a good movie for what it's worth.
Yeah, I'd say it would be really good with dialogue.
Yeah, with subtitles.
I don't think it would have. It
wouldn't have
really
suited
flown. Yeah. So
I'm
instead,
stop holding my hand in front of my face.
Yeah, so
because I keep scratching my fucking mustache.
So instead, we went to Netflix and we looked up foreign movies. And first, we found Daemonium, which is a Spanish film about demon monsters or something. And then we watched the first 10 minutes of that, and it was incredibly bad. And then we decided to watch.
No, it wasn't that it was incredibly bad.
That was incredibly bad, and it was nearly 2 hours long.
It was 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And we were like, we've had a day.
Mm.
Well, we're just not.
We're just tired. Like we just didn't have the
energy.
We couldn't. And like we were struggling to get through the film we decided to go with, and it was only an hour 25. So we definitely wouldn't have been able for that.
Yeah.
What's the name of the one we went for again? It was also a Chilean film.
Oh my fucking god!
What?
Are you kidding me?
She didn't write down the name.
She didn't write down the name.
Well, to be fair, you would have presumed that we're talking about Ali, by the way. It's reasonable, Valley, to assume that we would remember the name of the film. It's like I don't know. I'm speaking
Sendero.
Sendero. Yeah.
That's the movie we watched.
Yeah.
That's the title of the movie. You should fucking know that, for fuck's sake.
Click back into Audacity there just so I can see if we stop recording spontaneously. Thank you.
Nah, we're still good.
Yeah.
We're still good. All right. This was directed by Lucio A. Rojas.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie from Chile.
Yeah.
It's in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of us speak Spanish.
Mm-mm.
The main girl, Anna, was played by Andrea, and no, Andrea Garcia, who, man, I can't say that.
What is this?
I can't say that name.
Oh yeah.
Who Dobro? Oh man, I'm so sorry. And its
He's not gonna
budget,
hear it. It's fine.
its budget, not his budget, the movie's budget was $150,000.
Oh, thank God. Sorry.
But I don't know what the exchange rate might be if Chile has
yeah,
a different.
I'd say they do. No, who knows? But cheap anyway. It looked cheap.
It looked very.
It looked
cheap.
very cheap. So basically, it's another fucking horror film.
Yeah, we didn't expect to do another horror movie, but
no,
we just kind of
it
did.
just kind of worked out that way.
Oops.
Yeah, then it was So okay, plot summary, right? Basically, you're the main one, Anna. Her and her best friend are like chatting, and then they all decide to go on a road trip, right? So there's Anna, who's the main girl, and then there's her best friend with the short blonde hair, Posh Spice. I said that's what I called her.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Yeah, that's you don't have to. It's fine. So you've got Anna and Posh Spice. They're the besties, and then you've got fucking Larry from American Pie.
Yeah, no, from Orange is the New
From
Black.
Orange is the New
He's
Black.
Larry
Sorry.
in Orange
He's
is
the
the
he's
New
the
Black.
guy from American Pie.
Yeah,
But
Jason Biggs.
Yeah.
He's not though.
He's
not
him.
actually him.
But he just looks like him.
But then he doesn't later on.
But then he
It's
doesn't.
weird.
He keeps changing.
He changes throughout the movie.
But so there's Posh Spice, Anna, who is the main girl, and then fucking Larry is Anna's boff, right? And then there's the woman that no one cared about, which is the one that Ali said was going to die first.
She looked a little bit like that girl in How I Met Your Mother.
Which one? Alison Hannigan?
No, the other one.
Fucking Kobe Smulders.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll call her Kobe. So there was okay, just summary. We've got Kobe. We've got Larry, who's going out with Anna, who's the main girl, and then we've got Posh Spice as the best friend, and then we've got Trevor.
Or Jack Nicholson.
Or Jack Nicholson. I said Trevor because he looks like Trevor from GTA 5.
Which was a reference that
I've been playing a little bit of GTA 5 at Finn's house. And then so they're on this road trip. Car breaks down. They get out to try and solve the problem. Dude shows up to help, and then he leaves. We weren't quite sure why. And then they find a girl like in the ditch beside the road. It's just like a dirt road, and she's all covered in like scratches and stuff. And then these other two guys show up with guns, and they just start
sticks.
With sticks, yeah, and they start just beating the absolute holy begotten shit out of everybody. But they do have guns though, because they shoot Kobe in the leg.
Yes, that's true.
And then they bring them back to this house, and all the women wake up in like bedrooms, but it's like a really rundown house. They wake up in like separate bedrooms, and the two men, Larry and Trevor, wake up in separate rooms, and they're both like chained to the wall. So immediately we were kind of like, okay, that it seems like they want the women for something. Then it just becomes about all of them trapped in this house with these two brothers who are absolute psychos, and their sister who is also an absolute psycho, and it's just about them trying to escape and stuff.
Yeah,
that's pretty much that's the size of it. That's pretty much what the film's about. There's a lot of like in between bits, but we'll get to those when we kind of address them. When we address our individual points. Yeah. So do you want to kick it off? What's the first point you had?
I wanted to talk about the cinematography.
Yes, that is
in the film.
Yeah.
Because it starts off absolutely terrible. Like just the worst. There's like too much handheld. Some of the shots are like people's heads are cut off. Like, and it seems unintentional, or if it is intentional, it's a really bad job.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like shaky cam, but the camera's like too shaky. Like you can't see what's going on. It's losing the effect of like, oh no, it's more like what's going on? I can't.
And then it gets good for a little bit.
Yeah, for a little while, and then it gets really bad again.
And then by the end of the movie, it's gone back to being really bad.
Yeah.
It's like because like in the middle of the movie, there's like it kind of it gets the mustiness of the place.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
They're in a
Like,
very rural spot. Like they're pretty much in this
In
big
like a
house in the middle of nowhere.
dilapidated
Yeah.
Spanish villa, like
Yeah.
out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. And yeah, you're right. I feel like I like when they're in the house. In particular, would probably be like the best examples of some of the cinematography. But then at the same time, like there was this one scene that like I just didn't understand. Like, so it's a scene and it's like it's showing like Anna, the main girl, and her boff Larry, and they're like talking and they're like in the house, but they're like keeping their voices down because they don't want to be caught, or something's going on, some point of drama, right? And then for literally 2 frames, it just shows you Trevor in the basement, still chained to the wall, and then it cuts straight back to them, and I was like, what? I just didn't understand.
There's a lot of weird cutting in it.
Yeah, where you're just like, why did you need to show me that just then? He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know? They never do anything in these little asides. It's never like, oh, but what are they up to? Nothing. They're up to fucking nothing because they're chained to a wall. What are they going to be up to? Like, nothing. That's it. They're just chained to a fucking wall. So why do you keep bringing me back there? Let me stay with this scene. Let me find out what's going on here, do you know?
Like, it's hard. Because like I've really said everything I need to say about the cinematography is that it's bad and then it's good for a little bit and then it's bad.
It varies and it's annoying.
Some of the color correction midway into the movie was not color correction. I don't know, whatever.
Like the color scheme. Maybe?
Yeah,
like,
just the some of it was good. There was like there was some bits where you could feel the heat.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Like,
you definitely
if that makes sense.
heat.
Like it was. Like some movies are warm, like a Christmas movie can be warm and comforting or whatever, but this was like uncomfortably warm.
Yeah.
You know, it felt sweaty.
It was a little like I had an example there, but I've already lost it. That's the level of exhaustion I'm at here, people.
Well, the one that that came to mind was The Hills Have Eyes, the remake,
okay, right,
which gets that like heat. Really, it's a really yellow
I was
movie.
Thinking Breaking Bad. That's what I was thinking of.
That's another good one.
Yeah. You know.
Well, like I don't want to compare this piece of shit movie to Breaking Bad.
Yeah, but
I can compare it to Hills Have Eyes because that's not a great movie either. But
yeah, okay, fair enough. Right. What was the first point I wanted to bring up? Let's see. Oh yeah. So, first point I wanted to bring up was like the weight of the violence, I suppose. Right, because in the first kind of like violent scene, right, which is when they're all at the broken down car and they're getting captured, right? These 2 lads get out of the car, out of this truck with guns and sticks, and they like beat the holy begotten shit out of people, like, and a lot of it is off screen, but like you'll see them like tackle someone to the ground, and then you will see their fist like flying into their head.
And like the noise, it's like
and it's like cracking, and then they all wake up in the house and they've got a little bit of blood on the temple or whatever. But I was just
they're like fine.
They're fine, and I was just looking at it like, but you it sounded like you were getting a lot more injured than this. One of them because the first person they took down, Anna. I thought that was her dead.
Because they hit her in the head with a stick so hard, and then she falls to the ground, and he hits her again. In the face.
Yeah, and so I was just like, oh, she's gone.
If you hit me like that,
fine.
Those 2 times with a stick, we can do this right now. We can see. If you hit me with a stick like that,
you jump out the window, and then I'll beat you with a stick,
and I'll set myself on fire too, because why not? Like if you did that, I would look like a fucking monster. Because my face would just be
gushing with blood,
swollen and bruised the next day. I hit my mic just to put it in its place.
So that was a bit weird, but then as it went on, it started becoming like a cliche gore fest where everything took like too much of a hit. Do you know what I mean? So like there's a scene, right, where one of the guys, the guy who came to fix their car and then disappeared, right? And I'll get back to him later because he's another one of my points. Right, but he disappears, and he disappears after the car, and then he shows back up, and then he's captured as well, and he's got his hands are cuffed behind him, right?
Yes.
And he manages to position himself in such a way that he can force his hand through the shackle, but by doing so, like, peels off like a
De-gloves.
like just de-gloves like his entire hand of skin, and it just it just didn't look like he was pushing that hard. You know?
No, I can see that.
I don't know, man. I couldn't really.
If you want to talk about like stuff that didn't really match the impact,
Yeah.
is when he stabs that girl in the head.
Yeah.
And her skull caves in.
Her skull totally caves in. Now,
From
this
one
is a
stab.
girl who's like, she wasn't like a part of the main cast or anything. She was just someone who was nearly dead from the last group of people they'd been murdering.
Yeah.
And he stabs her in the head, and her skull just totally caves in under the weight of his hand.
And then it cuts back to her, and she's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a close up of her eyes as he closes them, and her
Yeah.
head's fine.
It's totally so there's a lot of just inconsistency with the gore as well. That kind of makes it like, I know, just not believable, because obviously it's not none of it's really that believable, but it just kind of makes it all a bit not just fictional. Do you know what I mean? It just makes it fictional. It's just like, well, you know, this couldn't happen.
There's no uncomfortableness to it.
Yeah,
because you're like, oh man, that mannequin's getting fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, you're never like sometimes you watch a horror movie and you're like, oh man, that dude's like, he just got stabbed in the neck.
Yeah.
Like,
but with this, it's just like, oh man, yeah, this is
good thing he got up and they put a fake dummy down there, or he'd be really screwed.
Yeah. So that's the second thing. That's my first thing anyway.
Well, my second thing was actually gore.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it was.
I guess we covered that.
No, but it links quite nicely. I feel like you're a little bit more qualified to talk about gore than me anyway.
There was some good gore
Do you
in
think
here.
so?
Yeah, there was some good gore.
I didn't really think so.
Stuff that comes to mind, like oh man, now I'm blanking on all the good gore. Now I'm blanking on it. When she cuts that dude's head off.
Oh,
the creepy looking lady.
Yeah.
When she cuts that dude's head off, that was well done.
Yeah, that happens like towards the end. So the creepy sister in this creepy family cuts off the head of the guy who came back after trying to help fix their car.
Yeah, and
she cuts off his head.
And it does it mostly off screen, but they do the sound well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that's one of the examples where for some reason the cinematography is good, because there's good cuts there. It's cutting between like his head on the floor getting slightly more decapitated, and then back up to her, and she's screaming and swinging, and it's cutting really quickly between the two, so you don't have enough time to get a proper look at how fake the head looks. You know, it's just happening, you know, quite quickly and you know, graphically.
That was good.
Yeah.
The cinematography is really inconsistent. It's weird.
Incredibly inconsistent. It feels like parts of the film were directed by different people. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It really does. And then in terms of like, what else even is there in terms of gore? Like the
guy
at the end
getting his head smashed with the rock.
Oh, that was pretty good.
That was
actually pretty good.
That was good. That was a good one.
So that was one of the creepy brothers. And I'll get to him in a second.
Yeah, I will
get to him in a second.
You're going to get into him whether he likes it or not. Funnily enough.
Oh, yeah, that'll make sense in a second. He gets his head smashed in at the end by Anna, the main girl, and that looked pretty good.
And that was on screen,
and it was pretty satisfying as well, because I fucking hated that guy.
Yeah, he was a real shit.
Yeah, so that looked pretty good. But then at the very end, right? At the very, very end, Anna gets into a truck to like drive away to safety, right? And she's had to leave everyone behind, and she starts pulling away, and she hears like the truck catches on something, and she hears someone scream, and she like tries again for some reason, and then she gets out of the truck.
Better try again.
Yeah, and she realizes that her boyfriend Larry had a hook dug into his stomach, and that hook was like connected to a chain which was connected to the truck, and she had just pulled off the entire front layer of skin from his torso, and his heart was there, you could see it, and it was beating. His heart was just beating, and his like all of his like organs and stuff were just on show, but they were like on show like raised an inch from where his body actually was. It was just really clearly just latex over
it is difficult to overstate how bad this was. Like, how bad this looked. I don't even know if that's the right
No,
term.
you're not really, but you're close enough. It doesn't matter.
Difficult
We're
to
both tired.
understate?
Yeah, you can't understate. Understate is what
You
you were
can't
going for, I think.
Understate. No, you can't overstate.
No, understate. Understate would you cannot understate how okay.
Fuck this term.
It
It's stupid, and whoever made it up.
You wouldn't believe how
yeah,
whatever,
it is difficult.
Yeah. To describe.
There
we go.
No, it's very easy to describe. It's so bad. It's so bad. It looks like shit. It looks like there's just a layer of Halloween mask on top of his body that they painted, that they poured red paint on.
Yeah, it looked like it looked kind of almost even like paper mache in places. Like it just that was really cheapy and awful looking, right?
Really ruined the head breaking scene from earlier.
Yeah, which had just taken place at that point. Right, so the next point that I'm going to bring up, right? If you we chose 3 points each to talk about, right? If you asked me before we did this podcast, before we watched this film, what my 3 points were going to be, never in a million years would I have said that one of my points would be rape.
Yeah.
Right? Because the guy who gets his head caved in with a rock, right, just keeps trying to rape the women. And every time he tries to rape them, his sister or his brother shows up and like gives out to him and gives him like a smack in the back of the head, being like, "Don't be raping them. We need them."
It is like an
even
episode of Tom and Jerry.
Yeah,
he keeps trying and trying, and he never
keeps trying, and he never gets there.
He's never gonna catch that. He's never gonna catch that Roadrunner.
Yeah. But then, right? But then, what makes this really crazy, right, is that his brother, who initially it almost looked like they were trying to paint him in as like the slightly more sympathetic creep, right? But then they totally undid that, right? Because the brother goes up to where Larry, your Anna's boyfriend, is like tied to a bed frame, right? And he starts mending the wound on his head, right? But it's real seductive,
real tender.
And then he starts like running his finger along his jaw.
His jawline. He loves it.
And then we were like, okay.
Jaw.
Yeah, and then we were like, okay, so he's going to have his way with him then. He's going to rape him. But then he just starts, he pulls a Louis C.K. on it. And he just starts jacking it. And he's just looking at this guy tied up on the bed frame. Oh. And he's just jacking it, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's... okay, fair enough. All right, fair enough. Okay, whatever you're into, right? And then his brother, the one who kept trying to rape the women, he comes in and catches him wanking while looking at Larry. And so his brother rapes him.
Yeah.
I mean, what
do you do in that situation? You walk in on your brother.
In front of Larry. Larry is tied to the bed frame, making eye contact with the man who had just been masturbating over him while he got raped by his brother.
Here's the thing with Larry, right? Larry didn't have to make eye contact. He didn't have to, but he did.
It was just so weird, man, because they didn't really come
I think
back to it.
They were trying to show you that this family is fucked up.
But see, okay, obviously we didn't have the dialogue, but there seemed to be some kind of implication that they needed the women for something and they didn't really want the men because they didn't mind killing the men, right?
Yeah.
As much anyway, and the men were both like tied up in the basement or whatever, while the women were given their own rooms and they were being given dinner and stuff. So we were kind of like, it seems like they need the women for something, but then obviously without the dialogue, we don't know what they needed the women for, right? But that being said,
and there's no synopsis online.
Either. Yeah, we couldn't find anything.
The only,
how many
we didn't look because we don't usually look it up. But I just looked there and there isn't anything. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to watch it again with subtitles.
Yeah, whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
Well, no, you shouldn't. I'm not going to.
I kind of want to see what the deal was.
Fuck it, I don't give a shit.
I'll skip through it. I'll skip through it at some point.
So my problem with it is, okay, I've got a couple problems with it, but it's implied that this family are just like serial killers, right? Because before they found these people, they had other people that they were killing, right?
Yeah.
And presumably before them there were others, you know, because they seem to have a bit of a system going, right? So they're serial killers. Okay, fair enough, right? But then, right? Why can't they rape them? Why can't they rape them?
Because they need them for something.
But do they?
It
didn't seem like they did. It didn't seem
at a
like
point,
they did.
They just kind of said, "Nah, fuck it, we're gonna kill them."
Because they had loads of time to do whatever they needed them for.
Were they gonna like? What was with the basement, Dara?
I don't know.
What was
there
with
was
the
just
basement?
People. So they all wake up, right? When they all wake up and they're in the house, they all wake up in different parts of this house, right? And it shows you each of them waking up on their own.
In a really, really long and drawn out sequence.
Yeah, it took way too long. And then Trevor wakes up, right? And he's in the basement and he's like chained to the wall. But there's like two other people with him, both of whom have had their eyes removed. And their faces look deformed.
They're like skeletal.
Yeah. And they almost looked kind of mutated.
Yeah. I assumed that was going to play a part.
Yeah, and then that just, I don't know, just never really heard from that again.
Yeah, it didn't show anything to do with it,
there was no other reference to it, so I don't know, man. I don't know.
It was a bad movie.
It was a bad movie. What's your third point?
My third point was the music.
Yeah.
The music was bad in parts, and in other parts it was actually quite good. There was some scenes.
It was bizarre.
There was some scenes where they're doing the tension thing, and they had those like weird synthy. Yeah, and
but
I
it was
actually
like really
thought,
subtle and really like low pitched.
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
Yeah,
and like I was like, what is this doing in this movie? But
Yeah.
then other parts. No, that was the other movie. I'm getting it mixed up with Daemonium, which has the cinema. The cinema music, which Ali pointed out.
Yeah.
In other parts though, this just had really generic like.
There's a really weird part where they all escaped the house.
Yes.
And they were escaping, and they nearly got away. But as they were nearly getting away, and they like pulled up to this car, there was this like drum beat playing, but it was kind of like do 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 like here they go again off on their wacky adventures, and I was like, but it felt like the music was like lighthearted, you know?
Yeah.
And it just really totally undercut the tension of what I presume they wanted to be a pretty tense scene.
Yeah, I would assume
it just made it kind of comical and ridiculous.
At the start as well, there's a murder at the start in the house, and there's like, I can only describe it as James Bond music playing.
Yeah.
I was like, is James Bond gonna walk in here and start shooting people?
Yeah.
But he didn't, and the movie was worse for it.
Yeah. No, that would have been pretty interesting if Daniel Craig just showed up at the end and started.
Yeah, I would have been like, how the fuck did they get Daniel Craig? The budget was so small.
Yeah.
That's where the budget went.
It was on Daniel. Daniel Craig got paid $150,000 for this film.
Yeah.
Even at that would Daniel Craig would not do a film for that much money.
I don't think so. No. I don't know how much money those people got paid.
Way too little.
Yeah,
for James Bond, that's way too little money. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's okay. Anything else on the music? I don't know.
I'm not gonna buy the soundtrack.
Yeah, no, don't no. It did all sound like it. I said this to you at the time. It sounded like it was all being done on someone's Casio keyboard.
Yeah.
And
some parts of it were better for that. I think I actually quite like that.
Yeah.
Made it feel grimier, but yeah. No.
No. And then, so my final point, right? It's kind of 2 points because there were two big things that I needed to bring up, right? So the first one is just the guy who left, who showed up to help them fix their car and then left, right? Because he showed up, tried to help them fix their car, and then he left, and we were like, oh, okay, what's the story with him, right? And then they got kidnapped and brought to the house, and then they spent a bit of time there, and they it was really fucked up, and then that guy shows up again at the house, and we were like, oh, he's some kind of figure of authority here. He's in on this, and then you heard the the creepy sisters say something about
Madre.
Madra, or like which you think means mother.
Madre.
Yeah,
Because Padre is father.
Yeah.
So Madre
So
is probably
we thought
mother.
maybe she was referring to her mother, and that this guy was their father, the father of her and the two creepy, rapey sons.
Yeah.
But then they turn on him.
I think
right?
he was actually their brother.
Yeah, it seemed like it maybe. And then they turned on him, and he ended up locked in the house as well. And he then had to escape by doing the whole gross arm peel off thing.
Yeah.
And that's when the creepy sister shows up and kills him and chops his head off. But what we see, what the reason I wanted to bring this up is because then an old man shows up, and I was like, no, you know. I feel like one like unexpected family member was enough. At that point, I was kind of like, I don't really, and like he came in with a bit of swagger. Like he was wearing like a black suit and like a long overcoat and a hat, and he had a cane, and he kind of he marched in, and you were kind of like, ooh,
he was important.
This seems let's hear what this guy has to say.
He was the patriarch of the family.
But then he didn't do anything.
He did fuck all.
He just stood around while the finale happened and everyone else killed each other.
Yeah,
that's all he did.
And the finale was
it was shit.
Tepid.
Yeah, because basically the way it ended was Anna has already accidentally killed Larry with the fucking truck hook thing, right? And she was going to get that truck so that she could bring it back to Posh Spice,
who got
her best friend who'd been stabbed, and so that they could escape. But then she doesn't. By the time she realizes that she's killed your man Larry, the rest of the creepy family have shown up, and now it's out in like an old dead grass kind of field, in the middle of Chile, and it's just like a face off where it's like where Anna threatens to kill herself, and then
she threatens to kill them, and then herself,
and then then they threaten to kill her friend, and then she threatens to kill herself, and then they're like, we'll kill your friend, and she's like, I don't really know what to do here. I've kind of played my bluff, because she's after stealing a gun from another one of the brother that kept trying to rape all the women, not the other creepy brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she smashed his head in with the rock, she took his gun, and then there was just this weird standoff. It didn't make any sense, and then in the end, she
shoots the creepy sister.
Yeah, she shoots the creepy sister because the creepy sister shoots Posh Spice, leaving her as officially the last one. Trevor died way earlier on.
Yeah.
And then she just follows the old man back to the house. So maybe she's going to be the creepy sister now?
No, she gets into a car.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, she does. And then she shoots the driver.
The driver starts calling the police, and she's like, no, don't call the police.
Yeah.
And the driver keeps calling the police, and then she shoots the driver, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah. Anyway, it sucked. But anyway, hang on, I've digressed.
Yeah.
But so my point then, right? The last point that I wanted to bring up about this film was just its fear of commitment, right? So it, like, there's a moment at the end of the film where they're all like breaking free. They're after like they've gotten the keys to undo their like shackles or whatever. And all the women have been untied, and Anna is talking to her boyfriend, Larry, but he is still tied to the bed frame, right? And I thought that maybe the conversation that was going down between them was, you're not going to be able to get me out, you should just go. And I was like, that's pretty interesting, that she'll just have to leave him there, right? But then it turns out that's not what was happening, because he just followed them downstairs, and then when all the women left through the door, he then like closed the door and locked himself in with the creepy family.
Yeah.
So I feel like they had an opportunity to do something interesting there, where she has to leave him, but instead they went for the classic, "Oh, I'll sacrifice myself for you," and it was just so much less interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it was like it could have been something, and then it just turned out to be nothing. You know.
Can I just about horror movies in general?
Yeah.
Can we stop the whole like the first girl on screen
is the last
one alive? Because like every time that girl shows up on screen, I'm like, oh, she's gonna be the last one alive. Okay. Can we not like just do something different? And
Can we go back to the people who might die, because they're the people I'm interested in?
no, not even
know?
that. I want
That's
them.
how I feel.
No, I want them to kill that girl off. You know, like do something else. Do something else that's not super fucking predictable every time.
That's fair enough.
There's a reason no one likes horror movies anymore because they fucking suck now.
It's such a dry concept that it's so hard to come up with an idea for a horror film that is unique, that is scary, but it's also interesting. That's the killer, you know.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's just it's an entire it's a genre that is built on cliche, because there's not that you can like, it's hard to go that far with it without being like a talented writer, you know.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah, so I feel like horror films have a reputation as something that is like if you know that they're kind of the most basic thing, you know. They're the kind of some of the most simple films. That they tend to be really low budget. You know, there doesn't tend to be any like massive plot surprises or anything. It all tends to be pretty much the same thing, all the same cliches again and again. But I feel like horror films have the potential to be quite a unique genre if enough time and effort were devoted to them. But it's not like no one cares enough to write a good horror film, you know.
Yeah,
and like I don't. And I like writing, and I would never do it. I don't care.
Well, I'd like to write a horror movie, but I like horror movies.
Yeah,
so that's probably right.
So,
but all you need to do now is just make a bunch of jump scares, make it 15s, so that the teenagers can go in the daytime and fuck up everyone else's movie experiences with just fuck teenagers. I went to Get Out.
Yeah.
Which is a fantastic movie. Like, you probably heard of it.
Yes.
Jordan Peele. Really, really great movie. I think it's on Netflix now.
Oh, yeah?
I might be wrong, though. Fantastic movie. Really good. I went there. There was kids in the theater because, scary horror movie. Let's all go. And not once, twice, 3 times, but 4 times, one of them just answered their phone and started talking.
Awful.
And eventually, like, someone had to come in and be like, yeah, get the fuck out.
I remember when Amanda and I went to see Lego Batman. We were sat in a theater with there was a bunch of kids in the very back, and it's Lego Batman. So
how old are the kids though?
But they're old enough to know better, and they're with parents as well. And I was just kind of like, these parents are absolutely spineless.
They're scumbags.
They just wouldn't shut the fuck up. And you know, like when there's that one kid who's clearly like the cool kid in his group, even though he's very clearly a loser to everyone outside of that group. And he just kept being, you know, like that one kid who every time there's a silence in the film, he's like, my butt. And everyone's like,
yeah.
Like one of those two. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, no, at this
shut
point,
the fuck up and let me hear the jokes that were actually, like, written for this film.
At this point, I don't go to the cinema until, like, late at night because there's rarely anyone there. And I like to be alone in the cinema. Just because I don't want anyone else around.
Yeah.
Because
that's fair.
There's no distractions, nothing like that, and it's more fun. You get to have the whole theater. You're like, oh man, there's no one here. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And also, I like to get a little Fanta bottle, and you just put a bit of vodka in that Fanta bottle and fill it up with Fanta, and you put it in the girlfriend's bag, and then you hop into the cinema and pass that around.
Jesus.
And man. Fucking, what movie was that? Star Wars? The Force Awakens?
Yeah.
Gets a whole lot better.
No, we forgot to talk about Star Wars, actually. I've seen it. Anyway, yeah, so, look, that's this movie anyway.
Yeah, it was inconsistent.
Inconsistent and just overall, like, just
no
a bit shit.
That's the general consensus on this movie. A big no.
Yeah,
a red X.
A big red X. I will definitely not be watching this with subtitles. I don't know about you.
I probably won't.
I don't think.
But
you
I might.
I would like to just I would like to put like a hit out against horror films for this podcast for a while anyway. I think we need a breather from them.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll try to find some more interesting stuff. Yeah, so that's that anyway. It was shit, but we made it through.
We did it.
Yeah, we made it through the wilderness.
I think we're stronger for it.
Yeah. I don't think so. I'm actually feeling quite exhausted. But anyway, Okay. Right, I'll do the...
Oh yeah, you gotta do the guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, my nose really hurts because I've been blowing it
I
so
have to
much.
adjust my seat.
And there's no tissues.
Where
You
the
just do
fuck
it.
do you think
do
you're
it.
going?
I'm gonna get out
Where
and
do you
grab
think
a
you're
tissue.
going?
You do it. I gotta wipe my nose.
Bullshit for Brian, bullshit for Brian, hair like a lion, a curly-haired lion. Bullshit for Brian, bullshit for Brian, no, I'm not lying, time for bullshit for Brian.
I love it when songs are written exclusively about me.
Yeah, I made a chord mistake in that one too. But
I heard it. Everyone heard it.
yeah, I know you all did. That's why I said something.
I'm gonna edit that in a bunch of times.
Yeah,
At the end.
just in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So bullshit for Brian time. This was the first week now that I arrived without bullshit, and you had to remind me.
Yeah.
Because every week you have none.
Yeah, I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
I'm real bad at bringing the bullshit. I'm gonna get better at that though. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start keeping lists.
I immediately thought of something though that I could bring up. I actually thought of two things. Just small, like small.
We've got some time.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, just some small little things I've just want to give out about because they've been bothering me in my personal life. So first of all, the new till system has been put into the shop that I work in
Okay.
in Superquin in the shopping center, and that's fine because I've been there's two shops in Carlow that belong to the company that I work for, and I work in both. On Saturdays I work in the quieter one, and Friday, Sunday, and Monday I work in the other. And the quieter one that I work in on Saturdays has had that till system for quite a while. In fact, it hasn't since it's opened. So that's been about like at least maybe 2 to 3 months that I've been working there.
Yeah, that's been open a while.
Yeah,
now.
a while now, yeah.
I remember when that was opening.
Whereas the busier shop has just gotten this till system. And the rest of my coworkers, well, like one of them I suppose is quite experienced with the till, but the rest, like there's a very slow pickup so far on the till thing, and I understand because there's a lot of pressure with trying to get it done when there's like a crowd of people waiting in this shop.
Yeah, you got to get it done quick, and it's
but the whole thing is just kind of reminding me of how, because before this we just didn't have a till, and the whole thing would just be like, yeah, here you go, €5, thanks, and then they'd leave, and we'd just have the fiver, and we'd put it away or whatever. And then bring it all to the bank at the end of the day or whatever. But it was quite simplistic and a little, I don't know, it was nice somehow. I think there was something nice about nice and quaint. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, when I bought my vape off you a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And you gave me a handwritten receipt.
Yes, I did.
And I was like, oh my god, it's like 1844.
Yeah, which we were still doing.
That may have been too far back.
Maybe
1940.
yeah. So like that like we so we used to just, we'd have to write out the receipt, and we'd have to write like 1 month warranty or whatever, and we would just have to know the prices of everything off the top of our heads. And I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool the way that it worked before, and it's just sad seeing the 21st century creep into absolutely every aspect of your life. At times you're just kind of like, you know what, this was kind of nice and simplistic. Like there's something already quite 21st century about a vape shop, so now it's just I don't know, it just feels different or something in that shop. There's a different atmosphere. Everything feels a bit more hectic. It might be a part of the reason that I'm so drained. There's loads of other reasons, but I'm just tired basically. But that's been bothering me. Probably won't make sense to a lot of people out there. If anyone out there, Roisin I know uses a till in work frequently. Write in with your till complaints, because
give us some tills.
Yeah, because I've got some shit to complain about that till. The till in the Dublin Street shop, which is the quieter one, right? When it's every product that is Hale.
Yeah.
Right, which is the company I work for. So any Hale branded product will scan, and it will immediately come up in the like new transaction list, right? But there's a load of stuff, like a lot of stuff, that just won't scan for some reason. You'll scan the thing and it'll make the beep, and then it'll say no results found, and then I have to look through the till, and there's people standing there, and every time I have to be like, oh, I don't know why. They have the scanner thing if it's not going to scan. But I can only say that to everyone at like twice at the most.
Yeah,
And like it's all frequent customers. Like they're coming in and out all the time. It's the same people. And They just have to deal with that. I have to deal with it. It's a bit awkward. It's a bit, it's just a bit of a weird tension that I don't like, basically. So if anyone else has got any till complaints, hit me up. I would like to hear them. I will probably relate to them.
I've been on the other side of a till.
Oh yeah,
when that's
once
happened.
or twice. Yeah, I've bought a thing or two in my time.
Yeah, and like I'm never particularly pissed off. You know.
Yeah, no, you're an irritatingly lax guy, considering how everything aggravates me.
Yeah. I feel like maybe you maybe think that people are angrier about it than they actually are. Most people are just like, yeah, tills.
Yeah, but
shit doesn't work.
Okay, well, regardless as to them, it's
I
still,
suppose
it's
still
just
really
a pain in the hole for me.
It's a pain in the hole.
Why? What's the point? What is the point? Because if we didn't have the till, I could just give them the thing, and then just take the money. But we do have the till and we do have the scanner, so it should scan, And it's like 50% of our stock just won't scan, and I've gotten to know the ones that won't scan now. And now,
do you try and steer people away from those?
No, I should. Here's the rich part, right? Is now, right? Because so basically on the till that I've got like in our shop, right? Everything is divided into like categories and like folders. So on the home screen, it's like 10 ml bottles, fruit flavors, dessert flavors, advanced coils, advanced mods and tanks, advanced tanks, all these different categories, right? But the categories aren't that well divided. Some stuff is in the wrong folder, do you know what I mean? And it takes a lot of especially for me, now to be fair, my glasses have been broken for a long time, and I should have gotten them fixed by now, and I haven't.
Dude. Yeah.
But it's really hard for me to look through the till. It takes forever. So what I've been doing instead is I've been using the search option that's at the top of the screen, and I can just punch in the name of the thing, and some of them are a bit annoying because I'll call them something different to what it's saved in the till as. So I've had to learn the key phrases to search for and stuff.
Okay.
But over the course of a couple of months, I've gotten it pretty down pat. I'm good with it. And that's the way that I've been doing things. Now, turns out I'm not supposed to use the search.
Oh no.
Function. Apparently, if I use the search function, sometimes the stuff doesn't come up as gone from the stock. And so it's still in stock on our system,
even
on our filing system, even though it's not.
Yeah.
So apparently I can't even do that anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. So now it's just getting even more complicated. And it's just, don't get me wrong, I have an easy job, but just little complications like that where I'm just like...
Yeah.
But it was fine the way it was,
It's relative. I mean, I don't even work, and I still have, things about my daily life where I'm like, oh, that's just inconvenient, even though it really isn't.
Yeah.
It's just it's all relative to your current.
Yeah, well, just the level of convenience I've come to expect has been diminished.
Has diminished.
Yeah.
So we actually got an email.
Yeah.
We were we were doing some Benedict Cumberbashing.
Oh yeah, is
last
it from
week.
Ironic Snap again, is it?
Yeah, and you asked him whether he was handsome or not.
I did.
We were kind of wondering about that.
Say?
So I have it here. I'm going to just grab my microphone so I'm actually talking into it. Hello again. Many thanks for the Cumberbashing. It was much to my liking. You raise a difficult query. The question of Benedict Cumberbatch's handsomeness is one of science's greatest mysteries. Whether he is a dapper gentleman or some kind of alien poorly masquerading as a human is hotly debated to this day, and the visual evidence seems to change by the minute. Perhaps CGI wizardry is involved. Either way, there's not much I can conclusively say here. I will definitely concede, however, that he has a pretty cool voice.
He does.
He does have a cool voice. Thank you for that, Barry.
Thank you very much for that,
And
Barry.
I think your CGI point is pretty apt, because I've seen them turn him into a dragon.
Yeah. I was
so
say that. We did we did a bit of Cumberbashing last week, but to be fair, that whole thing where he played the dragon, that is pretty cool. That's the kind of thing that if I was
man, it is, but I hate those movies so much.
I haven't seen them, but I also haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
What?
So yeah, I know.
You fucker.
I know. I've seen the first one when I was very young, and I found it very boring.
Downstairs.
It's not happening.
Downstairs. I have the 12-disc special edition.
For fuck's sake.
Extra scenes. Each movie is 4 hours, split between 2 DVDs, full of extra scenes, full of extra shit. we're going to sit down and watch them all. That's 12 hours.
Nope.
That's 12 hours of Lord of the Rings. Dara.
I'm going to bed very soon after we stop recording.
No.
Yeah,
No. We're
very
watching
soon.
Lord of the Rings, and then
Stop
you're going
it.
to work.
But we're not even finished the second one. I don't understand.
I tried to watch them all.
Yeah, how did you
before.
get on?
I got halfway. I got to the midway point in the second one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
Yeah, no,
dude.
fuck that, man.
Dude, I need to fucking stop.
I'm not into Middle Earth.
Oh, I really like it. I really
No,
like the
Middle
Lord of
Earth
the Rings.
guy.
I'm a big fan.
You're all about that like Dragon Quest thing as well. Well, or that's not the name of it, is it? What's the dungeon thing you play? What's
Dungeons
the one?
and Dragons.
No, not that
No.
one. You know the one. You know, you play it on your PS4 or whatever it is.
Dark
you've
Souls.
got. That's the one. You
Yeah.
knew. See, I told you
fucking
knew it.
love Dark Souls.
Yeah. No,
And it's
I'm-
coming out on PS4 now, Dara.
Oh, wow.
and the
okay.
Switch.
I thought it already was out on PS4.
Yeah. And
Yeah. No, I don't. I've never watched Game of Thrones. Like,
I
none of
don't care
that-
for Game of
none
Thrones.
of- oh, sorry, I hit the mic. None of that. It's not. None of that's my like cup of tea.
I watched to season 5 of Game of Thrones,
Okay, that's quite a bit. of
and
Game
then
of
the
Thrones.
writing fell off a cliff.
Oh, really?
And now the series, it's just shit.
Okay.
And if you're listening to this and you're a Game of Thrones fan, it's shit. It's shit. Nah, it's. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
And I'll
Fair
keep
enough.
saying it's shit because people
It
get
really
really
aggra-
mad.
yeah.
People get
People
really
get
mad.
really mad that I just haven't seen it. People
Yeah,
get really mad
that's
about
weird,
that. Yeah,
right? That's a
yeah.
weird thing that people
Yeah.
do. I'm saying that after I've just got
Just
mad at you for
grilled
not
me
watching.
over the Lord of the Rings films. Yeah.
But that's more of a joke.
Yeah.
I was joking.
Yeah,
I swear.
yeah, of course. Yeah, you can get away with.
But like
saying that
people,
now.
people get mad about like legit mad that you haven't watched stuff, and it's
And
like
you're like, well,
you're
I'm
making-
sorry
you're
I
not-
don't spend my time the way you spend your time. Like
it's not making me want to watch it.
we're
you know?
all
It's-
we're all just looking for something to do before we die. You know, to fill in the space. You know, and I'm sorry that I
very nihilistic
that, you know,
today.
but isn't it the truth? Isn't that the truth? We're just doing stuff to kill the time until eventually time kills us. You know,
Yeah, but we're also
and
trying
I'm
to,
sorry. Go on.
We're trying to make the amount of time it takes for time to kill us longer.
I don't know,
Because
man.
people want to
How old do you
leave
really
their
wanna
mark.
Get? How old do you really
Because
want to get?
no, here's the thing. You have 2 deaths.
Oh Jesus!
You die.
Are you about to welcome me into a cult?
No. This is actually a legit thing. You die, and then someone thinks about you for the last time, and that's when you're really gone.
Okay, fair enough.
So there's some farmer in 1600s Bavaria somewhere
Okay.
who no one has thought about him or even remembers him, and he is lost
Yeah.
time.
And-
That's gonna
okay.
happen to everyone at some point.
Okay. Yeah. fair
But
enough.
a lot of people try and not to have that happen. So like some people will never forget. Like Einstein probably won't forget him for quite a while.
You see, the thing is though, right? Is I've checked. There's about 5 other Dara Eatons. Right?
Yeah.
And when you Google my name, like I am by far the most like I've left the biggest kind of carbon footprint. Well, like because of my acting
Carbon
CV.
footprint.
Is that not what it's called?
No, that's like the pollution.
Okay, right. Well, I
You've left
haven't-
the most
I
pollution.
probably have left a decent bit of pollution.
Yeah.
in my path. No, what's the one for? There's a thing, isn't there? It doesn't matter.
Cultural impact.
Okay, fine, whatever.
No, you haven't made any.
No, I have definitely haven't.
Neither
made
of
any
us
of
have
that.
made
Yeah,
any
no,
fucking
no,
cultural impact.
No, but like
You're the most prevalent.
Yeah,
when you Google your name.
when you
yeah.
Google my name, because like there's the acting CV. I have an IMDb. Did you know
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
I have an IMDb. I still don't know who set that up. But I find it crazy. There's only 1 credit on it. And it's a short film I did several years ago, and I've done like 3 short films, and that's the only one I didn't get paid for.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was good though. I enjoyed it, but
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that that's the one that got me an IMDb. It's so weird. But yeah, so like a couple things, and my SoundCloud. At least I'll always live on in my SoundCloud.
How many SoundCloud followers do you have?
Like 27. Yeah. Do you have more? Is that like?
Yeah, I've got 460.
Have you really?
No, I'm kidding.
Thank God.
I've got
For a second there,
I've got
I was like
3.
For a second there, I was like, I don't even know if he has a SoundCloud. But then I was like, maybe he does.
I do.
And maybe he's just somehow got a load of followers like you have on Twitter.
No, I don't have a lot of followers.
How many?
I have like 56 on
Oh,
Twitter.
okay. I've got probably like 4.
it fluctuates. I get 57 every week. It goes up to 57, but by the end of that week, it's back down to 56.
You've pissed someone
And
off.
it coincides with
Someone
the fact
new.
that I tweet like once a week, and I'm pretty sure that person follows me.
Yeah.
And then I tweet something, and they're like,
Nah, not for me.
No,
Not for
no,
me.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've never used Twitter. I never used Twitter. I use Twitter to, as I've mentioned before on this podcast, I use Twitter to speak to the guys.
I use
who
Twitter.
do the Weekly Planet.
A lot of people use Twitter as like a political fucking platform.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of political arguments and stuff on it, and I just stay away from that. I use Twitter as like a funny picture.
Yeah,
thing, or like people that I like, see what they're up to.
Or I've seen you just like you know, hurling abuse at random low level YouTube celebrities or whatever.
Huh?
Well, I've seen you, well, like it wasn't unwarranted abuse, but it was.
When was this?
I don't know. Some guy stole Ali's joke or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ali made a joke on Twitter, and some guy with way more followers than her made the exact same joke, and blocked her.
Wow.
No, he didn't. He unfollowed her, and stole her joke. And then I went to his page and I linked her tweet, and I was like, "What?"
Wow.
Just being like a shit.
Yeah, I saw that.
Just being a shit, and then he blocked me.
Ha.
And then Ali, and then he blocked me, and then he blocked her as well. So yeah, fuck that guy. What a scumbag.
Yeah, he sounds like a spa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't really tweet. I want to tweet more.
Yeah.
I like tweeting. It's fun.
No, I don't really care about tweeting. But no one really gives that much of a shit about what I have
See,
to say.
I'm not drinking at the moment, and that's when I do most of my tweets.
Yeah.
Is when I'm drunk at like 5, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is really funny. This is definitely funny.
Yeah, like Mancino Man. What happened with that?
Encino Man.
Encino Man.
I
That's the
actually,
one,
I just love that
Encino.
movie, dude.
Yeah, you flipped out about it on Twitter.
Yeah, I fucking love Encino Man.
Yeah.
I fucking love Encino Man.
Yeah. I had another bit of bullshit that I wanted to bring up. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, this woman cut my hair too short, and it's winter, and the back of my head is cold, and the sides of my head are cold.
Oh, you gotta do what I do.
But no, man, I've already got enough fucking problems, all right, to be dealing with this cold head shit. I didn't need this. I was looking forward to having tidier hair, less to manage. I was excited for this haircut. And look, it's a fine haircut, but I've got a weird shaped head and it highlights that, and it also is just not warm enough.
You know what, Dara? I think it looks okay.
Thank you.
I think it looks good.
Thank you, Brian.
You probably couldn't hear that because I was really far away from mine.
It's definitely your opinion that I'm looking for. You're the person I'm aiming to.
Look at this
impress
hair.
at all
This is a
times.
guy who knows hair.
The hair like a lion. It's
a
pretty
mane.
extravagant.
I'm running my hands through my mane right now.
Yeah.
I was actually going to cut it this week, but
I'd
I
say
didn't.
that's crazy long if you straightened it. I'd say that'd be unbelievably long.
When I pull it down over my
Holy
face,
shit,
it's
that's a lot of hair,
way
man.
down.
You've
I
got
can
a crazy
braid
one.
it into my beard.
Holy shit, you can. Oh my god. Yeah, you can.
But yeah, I was gonna cut it this week, but then I was like,
Yeah, no, fuck it. Leave it. It's scrambled because yours is curly, so it'll just yours naturally just bounces off your head, so that's pretty convenient.
yeah, but it's also really annoying.
Yeah.
Especially right now because it's quite windy out.
Oh yeah, fuck that, man.
And anytime I walk anywhere outside, it's just like, nah, you're not going to be able to see where you're going.
Yeah, can't
'cause
be
your
doing
hair
that.
just.
I hate that. So
Also, I
much.
need to trim my mustache because every time I take a bite of food, it's like a mouthful of hair.
That's gross. I keep the mustache pretty. I
yeah,
keep on top of
I
the
usually
mustache.
do, but I've just been really lazy.
It's just because I hate the itchy lip. I hate the tickly lip.
I don't
so
get that.
much.
It's my nose that gets tickly.
Okay, fair enough.
Because some of them go like up and
Oh,
poke
really?
my nose. Yeah, I've
That
got
does
like
not happen to
my
me.
mustache is really long now.
Yeah, it is at the sides and stuff as well. Yeah,
It all goes.
You should
all
do the
way
whole
down.
Father Christmas curl.
I don't like that. It makes me look like a dick.
It makes everyone
Especially
look
with
like
my
a dick.
my half frame glasses as well. It makes me look like an asshole. And this part, I just need to trim everything.
Yes, there's some grooming to be done.
There's some
Nah,
grooming to
you
do.
look fine. You look wonderful, Brian.
Nah, I'm chiseling myself out of marble right now. Then
He
I'll
is
do the-
Brian.
then
Yeah,
I'll do the-
Brian's getting serious. He's getting in shape.
Yeah, I'm getting
Yeah.
swole.
Getting swole as fuck. He's wearing a
That
Bowie
was
t-shirt.
me hitting my fist together. That wasn't something else.
That was- Brian started wanking and this.
Is that my brother?
Oh god.
Ugh.
Oh goodness gracious me.
Man, we're only at 1 hour and 17.
1 hour 17. No, it's not great.
That's not great. I
It's
feel
not
like we could do
awful.
better.
I don't know.
Feel like we could do better. Oh, you saw Star Wars.
Oh shit! I
Let's
did
talk
see
about
Star
that.
Wars
Let's
so
talk about
long
that.
ago. I've seen
Alright.
it twice actually.
Oh.
Yeah. I saw it on. Well, I saw it with what just happened there?
My vape went down wrong. Because I'm a wanker who vapes.
I was mistaken. I haven't seen Star Wars twice. I've seen it once.
Yeah, you saw Jumanji almost twice.
Yeah, almost twice. Yeah, I almost saw Jumanji twice. Oh no, Jumanji was surprisingly good.
I don't think you'd like to see it twice though, right?
Probably not. No.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't looking forward to having to see it again. So, what's it called? So Star Wars. I saw it. Star Wars is one of the, it's that thing now, isn't it? That just comes up on our podcast every now and then. For some reason, we both feel compelled to talk about it, even though neither of us really care about Star Wars. I like Star Wars or whatever to a decent amount.
I absolutely don't
you
care
really
about
do
it.
not give a shit about it at all. But yeah, look, I thought this one was pretty good. I thought Mark Hamill was really good in it, but primarily because I kind of found. Before I went in, I was thinking to myself, like, what way is he going to play Luke Skywalker? Because I might have talked about this on the podcast before. I know I repeat myself so much in life in general, but Luke Skywalker is such a character archetype.
Oh, he's such a non-character.
Exactly. There's nothing genuine about him, especially in the original films. So like he's very kind of he's very stereotypical hero, like the kid who gets swept away from the farm, the moisture farm on fucking Tatooine, and he's off to the races now. He's looking at all the crazy shit that's going on in his life now. Oh my god, and he's just dealing with it one day at a time. But he's just always been a little dull.
He's kind of like Rey.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird?
Isn't that weird?
How they've got that weird
that they were like, hey,
thing.
So Luke Skywalker's really a boring character. Let's do that again.
yeah.
Good idea. To
be fair, at least they made her a little more interesting.
But, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen the movie. All I've seen from the movie is Luke milking them tits.
yeah, milking them titties.
That big alien tits.
But yeah, we see. I don't know, Mark. The character. A lot of it would be down to the writing, admittedly, but Mark Hamill definitely delivers on it all well, and it brings the character in a really interesting direction that I just didn't anticipate. Because I spent a lot of time being like, how is he going to play this after 30 years? How is he going to return to such a nothing character and pull it off? But it was brought in. But the whole Luke Skywalker character arc was brought into an interesting place. I did have one major problem with it, but that's kind of spoiler territory, so I'll leave that.
Leave it to the end, because I don't care about spoilers.
I don't care enough to bring it up. I'll say it to you after.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
What's it called? So yeah, but then, there were other parts of the film. There was like an entire separate plot line, like a side plot, totally pointless. And by the time that it resolves itself, it is literally pointless. It is an entire side plot that makes no impact. It affects the film in no way. An incredibly minor way. Two people aren't where they should be by the end of the film. That's the only thing. They set out to accomplish this mission, and then they don't. But they spend like a good half hour on this mission that is not accomplished by the end. And it's such a waste. And it's two of these. It's two characters that I just don't really care about, and it especially that just dragged. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. I don't know. I thought it was kind of ballsy, which was cool. Because Force Awakens was good, but it was very much just if A New Hope had been made in the modern day. So I thought it was cool that they brought it in a different direction. I'm interested to see what they do with Episode 9. To be honest.
Okay, I can't wait.
There's a lot of unanswered questions that I've got after that last one, that will carry over into episode 9 quite interestingly. So
I'm looking forward to not watching episode 8.
Yeah.
I'm probably never. I might watch it. No, I probably won't.
Yeah, I doubt you will. You don't seem like you will.
Give a shit.
I'm glad I did though, because it's
a cult. Star Wars is a cult.
It is a cult, but look, it's a fan base and it's fine, But
but
the whole thing
these people like they're. It's like everything.
Yeah, and I don't understand why something that is so nothing is everything.
And it's like Star Wars as a story is really mediocre.
But there's a lot of fundamental aspects that I find really interesting. like key
I think the
themes
world is
and
cool.
stuff.
I think
the world is
is cool. Yeah.
The Force is a cool concept, you know, and the way that they portray it, especially in the first three, where it's like, you know, people kind of see Darth Vader as this like mad fanatic who are like, oh, this mad bastard believes in the Force, but it's just it's just real. This one just happens to be real. This one thing that everyone thinks you're nuts for believing in is real. And I find that there's a lot of interesting elements to it, but I find it really bizarre that so many people consider it to be like their favorite franchise when so much of it is bad
and so much better things exist.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, again, I don't want to sound like an asshole.
Yeah.
Because like these people really like this thing, and that's good.
That's fine. Enjoy
that's
what
good.
like
you
what
know,
like.
it's good that people have such passion for something.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
No.
I just don't understand it.
Yeah, but you know that's the way of life, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Who understands anything?
I don't understand anything, Dara.
I know, Brian. I know you're thick as fuck.
So that's.
What time is it? What time are we at?
We're at like 1:25.
1:25?
So that's fine.
What song? Give us a song. I'll cover a song.
We'll go now.
I'll cover a song. What song will I cover?
Oh, actually, I just had a thought.
Right. What?
While we were doing that, I don't think we introduced the podcast. This week.
Shit.
Yeah. So. Hi everyone. This is the Translation Lost podcast. If you've listened this far,
and you don't know what we do yet, somehow, we
watch
foreign language movies
and
with no subtitles, and we review them.
We gotta figure out a way to like shorten that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's hard to
so
say,
hard.
isn't it? It's hard to summarize. But should we edit something into somewhere closer to the start? Just saying what? No, fuck it. Doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah, maybe we
fine.
will. Maybe we will. If you've gotten this far and we did, leave a like.
Yeah.
Now we have to.
And if you've gotten this far and we didn't, leave a like.
Yeah, just
leave
a like. And
if you only got like 30 seconds in, just leave a like.
Yeah.
You know, just you know, it's not gonna hurt you. You know, but you know.
So yeah, if you wanna hit us up. If you want to hit us up with an email,
yeah, which we strongly encourage. Oisín, you motherfucker! It's been a month. I'm waiting on you.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to hit us up with an email, that is translationlostpod@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. We're at tlostpod on Twitter, and we're Translation Lost Podcast on Facebook.
And there'll be links to all of those in the description
or in the thumbnail or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
I think that's everything.
I think that's everything too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, folks. We're Translation Lost, and we will be better at this next week.